This is Witchspace News for Friday the 18th of July 2025. I'm Commander Burr. In Elite Dangerous news this week, Distant Worlds 3 sign-ups are now open, we have a curated list of interesting colonisation spots, and there's a one-time only opportunity to get an exclusive Panther Clipper paint job. If you enjoy our videos, consider subscribing to the channel and remember to ping the little bell to make sure you see all our content and community posts. And if you'd like to help support our channel, links to our Patreon and everything else are in the description below. The Distant Worlds player run and organised expeditions in Elite Dangerous have, in the now 10+ year history of the game, reached near legendary status. The original Distant Worlds expedition launched in January of 2016 and had over 1300 registered participants, but it was Distant Worlds 2 in January of 2019 that saw over 13,500 commanders sign up and featured such large volumes of players all jumping to hyperspace all at the same time that it occasionally brought the game servers to their knees. The expedition, as a large player created event, was featured in various gaming press articles at the time and even garnered a message from NASA astronaut Chris Hadfield and also got a mention in New Scientist magazine. Earlier this year, the team behind both Distant Worlds 1 and 2 announced that the time had come for the expedition series to embark on its next big adventure, Distant Worlds 3. The expedition itself is scheduled to launch in January next year and so is now just over 6 months away as I speak these words, but you can now register for the expedition via the very slick and completely in-game themed Distant Worlds 3 website, which is linked in the description below. On that site you'll also find potted histories of the previous expeditions from the team, as well as new player guides to help you get prepped for the expedition if you're new to the game, as well as a number of other Distant Worlds themed resources. At the time of recording, the expedition has sign-ups from 1,790 individual players. That number is only set to rise as the launch in January 2026 gets nearer. The Trailblazers update to Elite Dangerous that introduced colonisation and the ability for commanders to build out and place their own structures in the game arrived in February this year. In the 5 months since then, the number of colonised systems in the area around what used to be called the Bubble has exploded beyond all expectations. Multiple tens of thousands of newly established systems have been claimed and colonised, with each one featuring their own mix of Elite's now long established starports, settlements and installations, both in orbit and on planetary surfaces. With actual humans now in control of the where, the what and the how of installation placement, the system has taken on, well, frankly, a more interesting element. To that end then, serial forumite Alec Turner has begun taking submissions and documenting the best of those interesting colonisation points. The thread, which you'll find linked below, is called Alec's Guide to Interesting Colonisation Systems and Stations, and it does exactly what it says on the tin, highlighting particularly interesting settlements, systems and starports etc. for whatever reason they happen to be interesting. A site could be featured for unusual placement and the resultant terrain deformation that occurs, just a visually stunning vista, or even just an opportunity to see what starport ARX powered customisations look like in the game before you drop real money on them. You can submit your own colonies or discovered colonies and sites into the thread and Alec will curate the best into reserved posts at the top that are easily viewable and can then be visited in the game if you see something you're particularly interested in. On the off chance that you've been living underneath a Type 9 buried deep in the bowels of a dead world and haven't noticed, the next new ship to enter ARX powered early access into the game is arriving next week. Far and away the most requested and highly anticipated ship in the history of Elite Dangerous ships, the Zorgon Peterson Panther Clipper Mark II, will be the largest flyable bulk cargo hauler in the game, with an absolute maximum cargo lift capability of 1,238 tonnes. By way of heralding the new ship's arrival in the game, a duo of community goals went live on Thursday this week, asking commanders to deliver vital supplies needed to support the launch production run of the ship and to thin out the pirate population of the system where the supplies are to be delivered to by handing in bounties. In return for your efforts, as well as the usual generous cash rewards associated with any community goal, all participants in either community goal will receive a Zorgon Peterson decal to adorn any ship, a pre-engineered point defence module that comes with both focused and lightweight modifications, and an exclusive Panther Clipper Mark II gold highlighted paint job that you can see on screen now. The paint job is exclusive to the community goal, and Frontier have said that they have no future plans to release the paint job at a future date. If you want the paint job, this CG is your only opportunity. At the time of recording, the wording of the combat half of the community goal mentions utilising the hazardous resource extraction sites in the CG system to gather the bounties needed. There are a couple of ringed gas giants in the system, but when it comes to extraction sites there are only 2 low level ones and no actual hazardous resource sites. The extraction sites that are available are perfectly fine to use if you just want to hand in 1 or 2 bounties to get yourself the paint job and modules etc, but if you're looking to actually make some significant coin from the community goal or are just after a bit more of a combat challenge, then you'll need to find a Hazres in a neighbouring system that is owned by the local faction, the Community of the Vault. And in that regard I have to offer our thanks to Commander Erratic Spawn, who shared a search query via the SiriusCorp Elite Dangerous web tool that will tell you exactly what types of res sites you can find for that faction and where. I've linked to Erratic's search and to the official forum post about the 2 community goals in the description below, where you can grab all the details about where to sign up. It's worth noting again that there is no bar to hit to get the rewards, you just need to participate in some small fashion and that's it. And you can also sign up for both CGs at the same time, meaning you'll get 2 of the pre-engineered point defence turrets when the goals finish on Thursday next week. The Zorgon Peterson Panther Clipper Mark II will be available to unlock for 19,020 arcs for the standard edition, or 38,000 arcs if you want the ship kit and paint job that also comes with an A-rated pre-build in the Stellar version of the unlock on Tuesday the 22nd of July. Both versions of the early access come with a Panther Clipper Owners Club decal, and that decal is only available on the ship during the ARC's early access window. The ship will be available for free using just in-game credits at some point later this year. Will you be submitting your colonisation efforts to Alec's forum thread? Are you picking up the Panther Clipper next week, and if you do, will you be taking it unengineered on the entirety of the Distant Worlds 3 expedition? Let us know in the comments below. That's it for now. Thanks very much for watching. We'll be back later this week with more videos. Until then, 07 commanders, follow the greens on the way out and do keep clear of the toast rack. We very much look forward to seeing you next time.